Okay, week 9, literary test reading. Begin. Much has been said about all types of abuse, period. We have women who have been beaten on many occasions, period. We have other types of domestic abuse, comma, and then, comma, of course, comma, there is the issue of child abuse, period. All of this must be stopped, period. It takes all of us to be aware of the things that go on around us, period. We should learn more about our neighbors, period. We should watch for signs of abuse in children and even in some of our close friends, period, paragraph. There is another part of our society that is being abused each and every day, comma, and this sometimes goes on for a long time before it is discovered, period. This is the abuse of our senior citizens who find themselves a victim of all types of abuse on a daily basis, period, paragraph. Elderly people are often the target of all types of abuse because they are looked at as being weak and defenseless, period. Such abuse can take many forms, ranging from physical acts of abuse to scams of various types, period. Who hasn't heard of an older person who has been tricked into giving all of their money to someone who said they would take care of them and have their best interest at heart? Question mark. Paragraph. This is about another example of what can happen to a senior citizen, period. This is from a memo that was given in court as a result of a medical malpractice suit that involved an older woman in her 70s who was granted a personal injury suit in her favor by a jury, period, paragraph. The defendant is the doctor who treated this woman, period. He appealed for a new trial and was granted one in February of last year on the grounds that there were many errors in the trial, period, paragraph. The plaintiff was a patient in the office of the defendant for the purpose of getting medical care and treatment for a problem that this lady had for a long time, period. She had always gone to the same doctor for the treatment of this problem, period, paragraph. She said that she was put in a waiting room and told by the doctor to sit on a stool that had wheels on it, period. The stool did not have arms or any type of back support to it, period. She was left alone for several minutes, comma, and as a result, she fell off the stool, period, paragraph. As a result, comma, she suffered injury to her lower and upper body, comma, mainly in the low back area, period. The basis for her action of the suit was that the doctor was negligent when he left her for several minutes on the stool, period, paragraph. Now, comma, the question comes to mind as to if this is a proper way to treat an older person, period. I think that all of us have been in a doctor's office before and have been left alone for several minutes, period. Should an older person, comma, particularly a person the age of the plaintiff, be left alone on a stool that had no type of support at all, question mark, paragraph. The medical expert who testified said that in his opinion, comma, this should never have happened, period. Even more so, comma, he felt that an older patient should never be left alone in a room while waiting for the doctor to return, period, paragraph. The defendant brought his own medical expert in to testify, period. He told the jury that there was not an absolute rule in this regard, and he felt that the doctor did nothing wrong in his decision to leave the patient alone, period, paragraph. What do you think about all of this? Question mark. Should the older lady be allowed to recover damages because of negligence on the part of the doctor? Question mark, paragraph. There are some things that we must take charge of in dealing with older people, period. It is true that some people, even in their 70s, do not appear to need any help at all, period. I am reminded of the 90-year-old woman who recently stopped a robbery at a store by hitting the robber over the head many times with the scanner that the store clerk was using, period. But for the most part, I think we need to be aware of those people around us that do need help, period. I think as family members, we need to keep communication open between us and the older members of our family, period, paragraph. There needs to be a family meeting to talk about what will happen when the person is no longer able to care for themselves, period. As in the case of the woman patient, would it not have been better if a family member had gone with her to the doctor's office? Question mark, paragraph. Always be sure that you are there or know the people that will be coming around your elderly family members, period. Always check references for people who will perform work around their house, period. Make sure that they understand that they should not sign anything until someone else has looked over it, period. There may even come a time when the privilege to drive has to be taken away, especially if they forget where they are, period. They could wind up on a street with very few people in a high crime area, period. Older people should not carry too much money or things of value on them while they are away from their homes, period. As important as anything else, comma, they should always know where to find help in the area in which they live, period. They simply cannot wait for help to find them, period. Someone who is there trying to help them may just be the person who is looking for a way to abuse the one that you love, period. We must all be careful in dealing with older people, period, paragraph.